Welcome to Zvia Weight Loss MedSpa. If you've been feeling like your energy just isn't what it used to be, like you're constantly running on half a tank, no matter how much sleep you get, you're not just imagining it. And if that strength you built in your 20s and 30s feels like it's slipping away, well, there's a very real biological reason for that.
And that's what's so frustrating, right? You're still putting in the work. You're hitting the gym, you're trying to eat right, but your body just doesn't seem to be responding anymore. That disconnect you're feeling, it's not a willpower problem. It's biological. And that's exactly what we're getting into today. We're talking about testosterone.
You see, testosterone isn't just for one thing. It has these little docking stations. They're called receptors all over your body, in your muscles, your bones, your brain, even your heart. So when your levels start to decline, the effects just ripple out everywhere. It's not just one thing feeling off. It's a whole system-wide slowdown.
So what's the actual tipping point? Well, clinically speaking, low testosterone is defined as having levels below 300 nanograms per deciliter. Now, that might just sound like a technical number, but what's really important is just how incredibly common this is.
I mean, the scale of this is pretty staggering. We're talking about nearly 40% of men over the age of 45 dealing with clinically low testosterone. Think about that for a second. If you get 3 guys over 45 in a room, there's a good chance one of them is going through this. So if this feels like your story, you are definitely not alone.
And here's the key thing to understand. That constant fatigue, the muscle that seems to be vanishing even though you're working out, the brain fog, the mood swings, that lower drive, these aren't all separate random problems. They're all downstream effects, all coming from this one single hormonal deficit.
Okay, so how do we actually fix this? The whole idea is about restoration. Instead of just chasing symptoms one by one, the goal is to go right to the source. So let's take a look at how restoring testosterone actually works on a cellular level to rebuild your vitality from the inside out.
The process is surprisingly direct. First, testosterone gets delivered right into the muscle, which ensures it gets absorbed really well. From there, it travels to your cells and literally locks into those docking sites, the androgen receptors. That connection flips a biological switch, basically telling your cells to start building more protein. It's the direct command for your muscles to repair themselves, to rebuild, and to grow stronger.
And the results? They're totally measurable. Clinical studies have shown that men on medically guided testosterone therapy gain, on average, a solid 11 pounds of lean, fat-free mass. This isn't just about feeling stronger, it's a real fundamental shift in your body's composition.
But it's about so much more than just muscle. Think of testosterone like a master hormone. Your body is smart. It actually converts it into 2 other crucial hormones. One is DHT, which handles very specific jobs, and the other is a type of estrogen called estradiol, which is absolutely vital for protecting your bones and your heart. Now, to get all these benefits, how you get the hormone into your system is critical. Intramuscular injections give you about 95% bioavailability. That means almost all of it gets put to work in your body. Now, compare that to something like a gel, where absorption can be really inconsistent. Often it only maxes out around 60 to 70%. For reliable results, you really need a reliable delivery method.
So, what does this whole journey actually feel like? It's important to know this isn't some overnight fix, and frankly, it shouldn't be. It's a really predictable, phased process where different benefits start showing up at different times. Let's walk through what that timeline looks like.
It all starts with what we call the opening in the first 1 to 6 weeks. This is where you'll notice the mental and emotional shifts first. Your mood and energy lift, and sexual interest usually comes back within about 3 weeks. Next up is building momentum from week 6 to about the 6-month mark. This is when the physical changes really start to become visible. You'll see actual, measurable gains in lean muscle. And finally, you hit the crescendo from month 6 and beyond. This is where you reach peak optimization, with long-term benefits kicking in for your bone density and metabolic health.
But listen, the treatment itself is only half the battle. The provider who's guiding you and the specific protocol they use, that's what separates just guessing from truly optimizing your health. And this is where precision, evidence-based care becomes absolutely essential.
For example, a precision approach looks at over 70 different lab markers, not just your basic testosterone number. Having that much data allows for really fine-tuned dosing adjustments in the first couple of months, which is a critical window where a lot of men need a little tweak. It's the difference between a one-size-fits-all plan and truly personalized, data-driven care.
And our confidence in this approach is grounded in some really solid science. The landmark TRAVERSE trial, which was a huge study of over 5,200 men, definitively showed that there was no increased risk of major heart problems with testosterone therapy. That's the kind of clinical certainty that should be behind every decision your provider makes with you. Because ultimately, this is about more than just getting numbers right on a lab report. It's about understanding your unique biology, it's about aligning with your personal goals, and it's about working with a team that is genuinely invested in your outcome. It's precision care delivered by people who actually care.
So if you're ready to stop guessing and start getting to the root cause, the best next step is to get a full, clear picture of what's going on. You can learn more at zvia.com. That's zvia.com, or just give us a call to schedule a comprehensive consultation.
And, just as a final note, all of this information is for educational purposes and is not medical advice. A consultation with a qualified provider is always the first step to see if this treatment is right for you. So, we'll just leave you with this one question to think about. What could you truly achieve if your biology was finally working for you instead of against you?